Alright, if you like learning about mindfulness, you're going to enjoy this video where I give you some tips and tricks to help you learn about being more connected with your body by paying attention to different sensations and movement and the way your body moves. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned for today's video. Hi and welcome back to my channel. This is a Survivor's Guide to Life. My name is Jessica Lang and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. This channel is dedicated to all things trauma, the brain, and healing. So if that's your jam, click that subscribe button down below so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And while you're at it, jump on over to Instagram where you can follow me there and learn more tips, tricks, and tools to help your mental health and mental well-being. Now today I am going to talk all about movement, body sensations, just kind of how you experience your body, and give you some tools to develop more somatic resources that'll help you on your journey to healing. Now, I just want to throw out there again that this channel, these tools and tricks are not a substitute for therapy with a licensed professional. Yes, I'm a licensed professional, but I'm not your therapist. So please, please, please take all of this with caution. Really, these are meant to be used in a safe, therapeutic, safe space, but they can be employed and utilized on your own. And I often give these tools to clients as homework assignments so that they can practice outside of therapy what we're actually doing inside of therapy. But it's really beneficial to do them in the context of that safe, supportive, therapeutic relationship, where someone's there to help re-regulate you if you become incredibly dysregulated. So really pay attention to what your body is telling you, and if you start to become dysregulated, please stop. So when I talk about resources, I'm talking about tools or skills that you have in your toolbox that help you as a trauma survivor cope with your daily stressors or triggers in your environment. Resources come in a variety of contexts. They come between the interplay of your body sensation, so like that's your brainstem stuff, right? The way your stomach feels, the way your chest feels, the way your arms feel, the way you feel your body in general feels in space, your emotions, your limbic system, and your thoughts / beliefs, which is that cognitive piece. So all of these resources and the tools that you use as an interplay of all of them, and as a therapist who works with trauma survivors who believes wholeheartedly in neurobiology and attachment and the building blocks being built from the bottom to the top, just like we develop as humans, focusing on the somatic components as key, as the grounding, as the building blocks, as the foundation of your healing house, as you were, is most important, and that's why I'm talking about it so much, and that's why I'm talking about it today. So the truth is that everyone is different. We all have a stress response system. We all have the general capacity of the stress response system being activated and releasing either the mobilizing defenses of fight or flight, or the immobilizing defenses of freeze. They are used when an overwhelming sense of terror or fear comes upon you and your body senses that your life is at risk. And for folks who've experienced repeated traumas throughout their life, that system becomes sensitized. So your baseline moves from being down here where it was originally to being up here, so that once you are aroused or you become dysregulated, your body starts employing all of these defensive systems to help you cope and to survive. They are amazing when you are actually experiencing a life or death situation, and they were amazing in that they helped you survive and cope with your past trauma, but they are doing you a disservice in your day-to-day life when you're not experiencing life or death situations. And so that's why I'm focusing so much on that, on the somatic piece, and helping you learn to read and to mindfully observe, which I talked about in the last video, and to observe and to become aware of the different sensations and how they interplay and lead to different thoughts and beliefs and emotions that you have. So one of the things I want to start with as you're looking at your body sensation is things that you do now to help you cope. So when we think about resources and tools and tricks that you can use, I want to think about ones that are positive, ones that help you feel good and feel safe within your body. Step one is to think about, where in your body do you feel good? Where in your body do you feel safe? Or where in your body do you feel comfortable? If you have a hard time being able to identify, I feel strength in my legs, or I feel good, the good safe place for me is in my stomach, having a full stomach. If you're unable to identify that, then think of a time in which or think of the last time or the most vivid time where you felt good, where you felt safe, or you felt comfortable. Think of a specific event. I'll use myself for an example. Recently, I was walking down the street. It was evening time. It was like 7 o'clock, but it's daylight savings. It was still dark. There was a protest that was happening here in Israel. And I was walking down the street with a bunch of other people because the buses were stopped and the roads were blocked. And up ahead, maybe about 20 feet or so, I saw two men running with masks over their faces. Now, I could have definitely, and I remember this vividly, I remember them running and thinking, why are they running? But I kept my eyes locked on them, and I saw them run, and I started to move towards, because I was walking straight, so I'm moving over to the right, and I see one of the guys push the person in front of me, and they run past me, and the second guy ends up pushing the person directly behind me. Now, this, I remember feeling very scared, like my heart was beating fast, and it was a real sudden fear that happened. But one of the reasons I bring that up is because, I didn't get hurt, but I was proud of myself, and I felt my body's ability to protect myself in that moment, because it saw danger, it saw something was off. This doesn't match with what's going on right now. My legs carried me, pushed me ever so subtly. It wasn't like a fast movement. It was a very subtle shift over more to the right, so that they weren't in my path at all. And I feel bad that the person in front of me and the person behind me got literally pushed. Nobody fell or got hurt or anything. But that in that moment, when I could have been physically hurt or physically touched in a way that I definitely would not have wanted, my body, my legs were able to carry me and move me, and I was able to protect myself. And as a female, living in an environment where it's not always safe, it feels good to know that I can get myself out of harm's way. So I use that example as a way to help you if you're thinking, gosh, I feel unsafe in my body, or my body can't protect me. And that's what trauma does. It makes us kind of focus on all the negative things, or things that we don't do well. And that's part of mindfulness, to shift that thinking, that negative affect, to more positive, and build more of that positive affect. You're going to think about a time like that and for me, I would say I feel safe in my legs, right? Because I know my legs have the ability to move me out of harm's way. That's the thought, that's the feelings that come up when I think about that incident. And I use that, which is step 2, as an anchor when I'm feeling like I can't do something, or I'm getting frustrated about something, about a work project or whatever it is. I go back to that memory, even though it was the most recent one. It also happened to be the most powerful one, in which it was a realization, hey, I can take care of myself, I can protect myself, I know how to do that. I can keep myself safe, and that is empowering, and that feels good. And I use that as an anchor for when I get frustrated or when I get upset. And that's what I want you to do when you're thinking about, when you're using these somatic resources, and you're identifying places in your body where you feel good, where you feel safe, or you feel comfortable. It's because you're going to use that as an anchor when you start to feel out of control, when your arousal level increases, and rather than becoming overwhelmed by that fear, and then you reach for that substance so you can numb it out, or you go back to your ex who abuses you because that's something that's familiar or feels safe, or you feel like you deserve it. you use that anchor place, whatever it is, that safe place within you that will remind you and anchor you down and ground you in the knowledge and the felt sense of safety that you can protect yourself. So by identifying these somatic tools and using the somatic resources, you are naming physical components that correlate to positive feelings and competencies, which will then allow for you to actually feel that experience of being safe within your own body. So here are 4 questions you can ask yourself if you're having a hard time identifying that safe or positive space. Question 1. Can you remember a time when you felt good or safe within your body? Question 2. What got you through your past negative or traumatic experience? Question number 3. What was something that helped you during that time? And question number 4. What are some of the lasting effects of that trauma that you have? Is it tension? Is it pain? Is it numbness? What's happening in your body? What are the bodily sensations? Finally, once you establish what your safe place or your good place or your comfortable place is in your body, I want you to then use that as an anchor. Anytime you start to feel overwhelmed or you start to feel yourself kind of that arousal level increasing, I want you to go to that safe place, create that visualization of the safe space that's in your body, and use that as an anchor to help ride through that wave so you can remain calm, return to your baseline. So now it's your turn. What are some somatic resources that you have that help you, that anchor you, that help you feel grounded and centered and ride out that trauma wave that happens? Comment down below. I want to hear from you. I hope you found this video helpful. And with that, I will see y'all in the next one.